The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty, another second under that sun, and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Sean. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this strapping young lad is the much-lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I'm Papa Sean, formerly of the Sultan Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Perhaps you'd like to apprise Old of his mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of a clan known as heckin cherries. Heckin cheers? Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels of the mines where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities at the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used heckin cherries to work their mines by way of enchanted helms. They were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the heckin cherries, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the giant rock revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tonsies of rock. Tonses. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. They said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rise in demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. It's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be full of rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. God's bless you. I feared you might have some reservations, but I assure you it's for the best. In case you don't know, the Copperbell Mines are in West Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? And one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Okay. Shun, welcome. You popped in during the beginning of that speech. Oh, he's here staring at the back of my head. How disconcerting. Let's see. Painted Mesa. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You got guts, mate. I just hope you got the skills to go with them. 'Cause things ain't pretty down there. The heckin cherries left the place in a right state nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second Ul dynasty was still young. It was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials we need for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for the want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nations rests with you, friend. Best of luck. Alright, I'll squash the unionizing. I see you. I get it. Alright. Now, about the Copperbell Mines, where the heck is it? It is. Is that just like immediately outside? It kind of looks like it. Is there a label on the land here? Ah, this way. I get it. I was looking at the non-land part as land. Come on, close the journal. I love playing with a controller, but sometimes you just forget or don't know how to like click on certain menu options. Like the battle section's great, but then, you know, something pops up on your screen, you're like, get rid of that. And the game's like, nah. I'll get used to it eventually. I imagine it's gotta be real frustrating for like console players who don't really have a choice in the matter. Alright, over the bridge. And then wander off into the woods. Or the desert equivalent of the woods. The wastes? I am not one for the desert myself. Only thing I think it has going good for it is the lack of humidity. This seems like a very obvious path to the mines. Like, I live in the bayou now, and it might be a little bit worse in terms of miserable heat. I mean, the complete lack of water is another danger all in itself, I suppose. Wow. So, stone torch, huh? I don't think they're mentioned like much throughout the story, but look at the cool armor on this guy. Like, normally it's the... what do they call them? The brass blades? And they look lame. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We're here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the heckin cherries. Well, I don't think that Papa Sean would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Okay. And in we go with the NPCs. Just a reminder, we're doing all the main story dungeons anti-socially. So we can really take our time and look around, see the environment. And we don't have to worry about the anxiety of messing up mechanics and letting people down. Now granted, in like the first couple of expansions, it's basically no way to fail these things. I say that, but that's not true. I'm sure I could fail these if I really tried. The door is locked tight. Hey, a key. Excuse me. Alright, everybody on the elevator. Please. Alright, well, I'll go on without you. Good luck. I mean, we're really testing the AI here. I assume they'll teleport down here. Thank you. So, smash. Here, let me kick these guys off too. I think the NPC healer has infinite mana. Not sure where I'm going. I'm just going to pop into every little corner. Gonna get the Mapping the Realm achievement for Copperbell Mines. Oop. You know what? I'm gonna just keep walking. Just want to push the boundaries slightly. Heckin chair, stone hauler, huh? So here's what the giants look like. Oh yeah, it doesn't seem like I can pull too much with these healers. Or with this healer, rather. I could always use my mitigation, but that would be thinking. Oop. Oh, I'm hurt. Keep healing. Don't stop healing. All mitigation out. Whew. Alright, I'll slow it down. Feel like I'm supposed to go in here then. Oh, I don't have my third hit in the combo. I was gonna try the part where I heal myself. Fire sand. I believe this is important. Yeah. I gotta remember my... What is this? I don't remember the boss having attacks and techniques. Not that this is even the boss. This is like some kind of mid-boss fight. Alright. Now even as a tank, you get out of this and you throw your tomahawks at him. Or your tomahawk equivalent. Basically, every tank plays the exact same. As far as I'm aware, they've all got like a slight gimmick. Yeah, go ahead. Hit me with the tank buster. Is that what that is? Parried 15% of it. I'm not sure what that means. Finish him with the tomahawk. Hooah! Yeah. Yeah. Dead. Bow Striker's mitts, do they fit? They don't. Okay. I got the Foe Striker tabard. Oh man. I want to wear the Foe Striking set. Ooh, treasure. Ethereal brass wristlets. That sounds nice too. But I can't wear those? Why can't I wear those? I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I'm wearing them. It seemed to be an improvement, just not like an armor improvement. Don't know why that didn't automatically pop onto me. Powder chamber. I don't suppose I have enough, right? Cool. So I need a couple of baggies. I thought that said fragrant soul, and I was like, oh man, I wish my soul was fragrant. My soul smells terrible. You die. Oh, the bomb is made out of fire sand. Neat. Made that take longer than it should by not targeting the same guy as my friends. But treasure. Yar. I already possess a pair of Acolyte's half gloves. Okay. Take that, Shaft E1. Get blasted. More fire sand. Feels like it could be necessary. Now there was a gimmick here. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, those aren't enemies I can fight, huh? That's cool, NPCs. You just don't worry about me. Whenever there's an AoE, just stand aside. Don't do any more actions. I'll be fine. Maybe if I went to the other side where the healer was, I kind of doubt it. Hello, healer. Look at me. Since you're not doing anything, maybe a little healy beat? A healy dealy? Plundered curious. I'm curious. Nope. Can't wear it. And it wants to get rid of my cooler bracelet. Maybe it knows something that I don't. Maybe it's just like, listen, all of these are equally garbage. As easy as the starting dungeons are, I feel like this is a little harder than I imagined. Like, I feel like I might be in genuine danger if I didn't use my mitigations right. Not for like any good reason, but just because the AI doesn't seem that concerned with keeping me alive. Come on, Stony Boy. Let's all hang out. Over here. Point their butts at the party. So that when one of them does those cone AoEs, everybody is safe. Maybe the AI deliberately acts bad in some situations. Like give like the impression of danger, you know what I mean? Like maybe if I stepped up the danger, they'd step up the healing. I gotta say, I'm not feeling it. Good morning, old man Sugarheart. How am I? I'm doing okay. Got assigned on a special task force at work. As you may know, my job is writing financial software. And the government had a regulation that we're just now finding out about. And if we don't, comply with the regulation, the entire company can't do the business that it do. And so, wait, how did I get back here? Interesting. Is this a loop? Or, I was supposed to sneak into the little crevice over here, wasn't I? Treasure. Oh, yeah, but they're like, hey, this thing is super important. We need somebody to send documents to an API. And I'm like, are the documents already in the format they need to be? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, and we've got 4 months to do this? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, we might be able to get this done in like a few days. Like, I wouldn't tell them that, but just in case something goes wrong, and something will go wrong. This is going to be the easiest victory in the world. And I can use it to my advantage. Masters must pay, masters must die. Never again, never. quack. Right? Like, I'm going to use this to my advantage all day. They're going to be like, hey, business is bad. We don't think you're going to get a raise this year. And I'll be like, remember that time I saved the entire company from going out of business? Be ashamed if next time I didn't. At least it's not hard. Yeah, I love it. Like, it's never real hard. Everyone talks like programming is a super complicated thing, but like 90% of the time, somebody's just like, we want to take data, move it from here to there. This is the hardest thing you've ever heard of. Clearly, it's going to take revolutionary technology. Like, the biggest problem I have is dealing with other developers who want to make things so complicated. They're like, we're going to have to do this new hot architecture, and we're going to have to adhere to these complex design patterns. Like, no, we need to grab the data, send it to the data point. Do you think anything could be simple to understand with the correct teacher, right? I used to do interviews at my company, and they made me stop because I approved everyone. And they're like, why do you keep approving everybody? We don't want to hire everybody. And I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, I genuinely think anybody can do this job. Like, yeah, that guy doesn't know anything, but he seemed willing to learn. I like the cut of his jib. And they're like, you like the cut of everyone's jib. And I'm like, true. Everyone's got real nice jibs around here. What do you want? People stop having such nice jibs, I wouldn't be liking the cut of all of them. He probably would have been the best person, right? One of the people I approved, even though they had like no technical skills, still works there. After like 10 years. So I'm like, see, anybody can do this shit. All work is meaningless. This is pointless for everybody. Commence battle for into Copper Hell. What? Do you work with the giants? Okay. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the material she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Sean the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to... Oh, hey, kitty. You'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you arrive, see you alive and in one piece. Okay. No. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with me own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford a maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm gonna say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know? Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. You agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require. The authorities needn't hear of your crime. Yeah, that's hilarious, isn't it? But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of ye. I swear on me mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. What's up? Who the hells are you? Sorry. Who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? What? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Maybe this is why I like adventuring in Ul'dah so much. It filled me with righteous rage. Or raid. Not bad for an adventurer. Am I healing naturally faster than you can hurt me? Here, get a kick in the head. Bugger, 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 bugger. Doink. That's pretty weak sauce. Where's the lady? She could have taken them. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hells do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. But I haven't finished murdering them yet. They're still alive. I've done it wrong. I'd swear if there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. It's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While the number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. Residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yeah. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced, Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes that fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? May well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you know coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your dodo tenderloins guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end of misery and the suffering. Man, that's the politest discourse of refugee plight I've ever heard. Like in real life. Refugee talks are hardly that docile. Anyway, let's forget about real life and keep playing a video game. Sir, are you alright? Oh, hallucinating. Happens after I kill big things after, you know, it happens. What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? You saw her buy the meat, you said? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Oh, even the cat girls have rallied against you, man. You got no luck here. Yeah, I will overlook this, but just this once. God bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about it. Kenshin! Thank you for the raid. How are you doing, Kenshin? Ever the selfless hero, I see. It's been a while, adventurer. I've been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa Lominsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you've displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you demonstrated all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack, and one that speaks volumes of your character. Yet, for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me the most. I speak of the visions you experience, visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I'm not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fought for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit from your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Got a raid and run, food time, have a good stream. Of course, Kenshin, I hope you had a great stream and I hope you have a great night. For anyone who doesn't know Kenshin, they're usually playing something cool. They tend to favor like survival crafting and like just casual vibey games, it seems. Like, they play some of the more intense stuff, but mostly cool survival crafty stuff. So give them a check out. Stream Elements should have shouted them out. A thing on my offer wire, should you decide to accept it. Pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and she will tell you where to find us. Woo. Hello everybody who came in on the raid. I wanted to read that little story bit before I said hi to everybody properly, but I had to stop to wish Kenshin a happy meal and probably sleep time. I think he's in the US, which means he stays up till 5:30 in the morning every single day to play video games, and I respect it. I really do. Anyone who may not have heard of me, I'm Old Man Sugarheart. I'm a variety streamer. I play many, many games. I upload them to YouTube as well for anything you may have missed. Currently, we're playing Final Fantasy XIV, Dave the Diver, and Love Ghosty. They're pretty good, but I think I need to throw some more popular games in the mix sometime. There's some good ones out there. Fields of Mystria seems to be a huge hit. We might try that one soon. Once Human's also fun. I'm actually pretty excited for a lot of games that are coming out. Gamescom recently started. They announced a ton of things, and I added like 7 to my wish list. It's gonna be a good year for games. I feel it. Scenes like that are becoming even more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing the gentleman's woes with the women folk from time to time. Same. Old. Sorry to keep you waiting. Was just providing guidance to a fresh off the carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you've been hard at it with the giants in the dark. Your every ilm the adventurer Meow said you'd be, old. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Oh, hey, it's her. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name's Etta, and I'm an adventurer like you. I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Avir, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see? An adventurer's adventurer. And swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I've thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, and all you've achieved, I find that I'm inspired just as Avir once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I'll go back to the village of my birth and start training anew. I wanted to meet you first to ask your name. Old Sugarheart. I shan't forget. Thank you, Old Sugarheart. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. I think we will meet again. Adventure can be a cruel bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after y'all. But against my better judgment, I've decided to accept the post. And I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, old. What did you say? You want to know more about the 7 scions of the 7th Dawn? They're beginning to move in the earnest then. Listen, the scions ain't no ordinary folk. The work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well of how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Okay.